Welcome, Libras, to Garnet Queen Tarot. How you guys doing today? What's going on? Listen, I want us to have a conversation with our love messages and just figure out what's going on. There's some people that have been reaching out and the heart is twisted right now. They're going through relationships, and you know when this usually starts up is the start of summer. So weeks beforehand, usually people start finding reasons to fight with their partners, have disagreements, because then they have an excuse to stay away and do what they really want to do. There's a method to the madness. We're going to tap into some different areas just to figure out with your love life what different phases and perspective is being viewed from. Let's see what's going on. This card tried to pop out. I want to return to you. I do. I just want things to be different with us when I do. Love is not a game. It's so many different phases, especially when you're trying to figure things out. You're working on figuring things out because you want to know what you want. So much time is wasted in not communicating in a relationship so you could even have an idea as to what this person is wanting from you and what it is you expect from them. That's part of communication. You know what I've seen? There's so many people that don't know how to communicate and figure it's best to keep things quiet because one, they don't want to be hurt. Some of them don't want to hurt other people, or some of them just prefer it that way. You know, it used to be a time where people completely respected their relationships and didn't have to have wow, look at that. Here also, look at that, Libra. Somebody's heart is going to be broken. Could be yours, it could be theirs. And a lot of the business is being placed on social media. There's some spying going on. There's some infidelity going on. There's some deception going on. And I want to return to you. I do. I just want things to be different with us when I do. And you see this person, you've been separated from them in the sense that y'all were not living together. Whether you're married or not, there's this gap in between. And what's happening is that there's a lot of mixed emotions because the person may want to be with you or you be with them, but nothing has really been cleared up and communicated so that you know that there's a stable and solid foundation in the relationship itself. Where's that? What has happened to that? Do you feel the same as you once did, or have I missed my chance? And the person wants to know. There was something that caused you guys to split. There's definitely a lack of communication. I have deep and unresolved wounds. That's an honest statement. And they're telling you can't fix them. I must do it. I'm just not sure exactly how. And that's a person reaching out for help. They want to make things work in the relationship, but they got their own personal issues. Maybe they were cheated on before, so the assumption becomes as soon as somebody does some of the things they used to do, they feel that it's cheating because they're comparing to themselves. A lot of times when people tend to want to blame you for doing something that you're not doing is because they're doing it and they know their practice. They're seeing you do similar things. So it's making them judgmental and concerned that if this is the case, this person is cheating on me because I did that same crap when I was in a relationship before. I know what I do now. You know, then look at the message. I wasn't honest with you about my feelings at the time, and it's backfiring. I'm not happy without you. You see, when so much time takes place, where the gap is there, where unresolved issues are there, you tend to look at things completely from through a different lens, and a lot of assumptions start to come in. And then it becomes a conspiracy of assumptions where the truth isn't spoken. So it's really hard to decipher the true messages because you start filling your head with so much nonsense, thinking that it's something else that it may not even be. My memories of you haunt me, and it keeps me thinking about what could have been between us down the line. So what you're experiencing, you're not alone. And what it would resolve the issues in this relationship is truth. Truth. In order for it to be revealed and for you to gain clarity, there has to be communication. Because if you want to dissolve the relationship, that's fine. But make sure you communicate. You can't just walk away without getting the answers you need, because it helps you progressing forward for a new relationship. Resolve the old stuff. Why are you guys separated right now? Is this something that you could come back from? The truth has not been evident all around. You're not being completely honest, and they're not being completely honest. So what is it that you're really seeking from this relationship? Is it done? Is it over? What's happening? I'm starting to understand this twin flame journey with you. I feel I don't have enough to give you. I need to love myself first before loving anyone else. And these are different emotions flowing. Sometimes you could be in a relationship that's so exhausting that you don't even remember why you got in a relationship in the first place. When you're honest with yourself and you realize that I'm with this person because I don't want to be alone, as I get to know them, we have less and less in common. But I like knowing that I can go to the movies and have somebody with me, or that birthday gathering that's coming up, that I can go with someone, that dance that everybody's talking about. I have a partner. Come to terms with the reality and communicate with your person. Ask them how they feel about you. Because the messages that are flowing, I need to love myself first before loving anyone else. To me, that's when you start realizing that this is not what I thought it was going to be. And I realized that there's a tendency or a possibility this relationship could be a little toxic, but nobody wants to be alone. So you tolerate each other and you keep going through the motions, but you're not really happy. And then you ask yourself, what really is happiness? We have stability. I know a couple that they love the house, and neither one of them wanted to leave the house if they divorce. So they set up their divorce where half of the house would be hers, half would be his, and they're going to try to build an additional kitchen. So each one has their own kitchen, and they're renovating the house and doing different things because they feel they couldn't get a better deal elsewhere, and they both own the home. So he's going to have his girlfriend come in where his ex-wife lives. She's going to have her man come in where her ex-husband lives. And that's because they don't want to get rid of the property they have, and they both believe they're entitled to it. So they go through the motions, they live, and that's it. If you are in a position right now, ask yourself, ask the truth, okay? Speak the truth. Do you see yourself with this person 5 to 10 years from now? You have to be sure. Do you see yourself with this person 5 to 10 years from now? I mean, so much happens along the way. We all agree, we all know. But is this somebody that you could see living the best rest and the best of your life with? Would this person take care of you if you were sick? Do they respect you? Do they make you feel good? Are they supportive? Do you walk on eggshells when you have to speak to them? And that's what's going on in your head right now. Because if you don't accept the truth and realize there's something you might find out on social media that you didn't anticipate, it's telling you to be up and aware, woke, and see if there's signs you may have been missing out on. Only time, wow, only time will tell. Is that a message? Only time will tell. That's when I tell people, you really got to listen to what's going on in your life. You have to make up your mind to see what's happening around you. And you know what happens? This is when your intuition starts kicking in. This is when you're trying to decipher because something just don't seem right. And the more, here I go again, I'm going to let you know, the more in tune you become with yourself, you'll pick up on clues for so much things that you can't believe that you got to the conclusion that quickly. Because when your intuition is talking to you, it's letting you know something just ain't right. There are things you just feel is right and you go for it. Okay. But sometimes there's feelings that you get that it's like it illuminates your senses. It makes you see things that may have been in darkness previously. And then you start to ask additional questions. You start looking at things from a different perspective, from a different point of view. And you want to know if what you're feeling is the right feeling. When you get those feelings, they are not feelings that just come about for no reason. There's a message behind it. And the more questions you ask, the more will be revealed to you. But when you have that feeling, pay attention to it. Don't accuse people unless you have proof of what you're accusing them of. Don't assume. Research, ask questions, and see what things are different. See what things are different. I remember one of my good friends had said to me that him and his wife had one child. He already had a son from a previous relationship. And he told her he didn't want any more children. But she did her best, he claims, to make sure she got pregnant again. Not like it should be the responsibility of both parties, but that's what his thing was. She allowed herself to get pregnant. He had a little girl. So years later with his daughter, he loves her to death. Loves her to death. And didn't want her. And she looks just like him. That happens a lot when the mother's looking at the man and focusing on all the time and how pissed she may be. Usually a child come out looking just like him. Listen. So, they have their child. She's about 4 or 5 years old. The 2 kids and everything. And then all of a sudden, he says she's not as available as she used to be for him. She works and everything, but coming home late. And he had to go do something with her car. And he saw that she had like a traveling bag in her car with her nightie and change of clothes and underwear and, toiletries. And, it hadn't been as active as they used to be. And he said to me, I think she's cheating on me. And I said, follow your intuition. Don't accuse anybody of anything. Don't assume anything. Just follow your intuition. And you know what? He started seeing more and more clues. It's like in the escape room, and you have to find the clue and then decipher what the message is from the clue so you can get the key to open the next door and move forward or pull the latch or lever. That's how it became for him, and he started realizing. And he had that feeling. He had that feeling. And, they later divorced, but the signs were there. The signs were there. And sometimes we overlook things because we don't want to believe something like that could be taking place. So you see, Libra, when you start getting that intuition and you start developing those feelings, it's for a reason. Because you are clearly balancing out your life. Okay? You are looking to make sure everything falls in line so you can grow from it. Don't ever short yourself of gaining the truth, finding out what it means and what it is. Yes, there may be heartbreak that comes about at times. And if you work on something and you try to make it work and it doesn't work out no matter how much you try, you still got to keep moving forward, right? You know that you have to grow from where you are and what you've learned on that course. It can be heart-wrenching when you find out that you shared your heart with somebody and they didn't respect you enough or appreciate you enough or communicate with you enough to let you know that there was a problem, that there was an issue. But the question for you is, did they tell you? Did they show you and you just not see or hear it? Because you had your own vision of what this relationship was. Sometimes people talk to people and let them know, I'm unhappy, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. Can we work on this? Can we spend more time together? Why are you always out with your friends? Why are your boys more important than me? And you going back and forth. People are actually speaking to you and communicating with you to let you know, I'm hurting. You are not there for me as I would like you to be. You keep pushing me off or dismissing my feelings like it's nothing. I'm talking to you, I'm communicating with you, and then you say, why don't you tell me? But they did. They showed you different things. They asked you to do different things. They've been sharing little by little their needs, but you deafen your ears to their needs. When you're going through the motions, you have to listen to yourself as well. You can't be the know-it-all or think this person would never do that or think that person don't know what you're doing. It's a ball full of feelings right here. And the bottom line is this. I need to love myself first before loving anyone else. I tell you, I was insecure and ghosted you out of selfishness. I cheated you out of real love. People walk away when they get fed up because it's like they're not being heard. I'm not blaming anybody for any side of the relationship. I'm blaming the fact that a lack of communication was evident. And when people communicate, they pick up on the messages and what they really mean. Your intuition could let you know so much if you continue to listen to it and to follow it. If you are not giving your partner time, what happens eventually? Either you just stay in a relationship and you're unhappy and you just go through the motions day in, day out until you just get fed up and say, I had enough. Or sometimes you just get to the point where you just don't even give a darn anymore. What's different? I'll just live through it. And someone's like, well, you know what? I love myself. I'm going to start improving on myself so I can feel better. It's not for anybody but for me. Because when you feel better, you're conscious of more. You become aware of certain things. You overhear things. You learn from things. You experience things. You gain clarity and understanding. There's a husband telling his wife over and over, why are you putting on so much weight? Don't eat this. And he's nitpicking at everything she puts in her mouth. And he's always watching other women out there. And she said, you know what? I've been telling her to get in shape. He said it. I've been telling her to get in shape and she's not listening. I go out for my morning jog. I get on the bike at home. We have a treadmill. I've bought equipment to give her signs of what she can do. And she doesn't care enough about herself or me to improve on her appearance. And she started secretly going to the gym and getting attention from this guy, and who was like showing her the equipment and how to use certain things. And they end up making dates to be at the gym together. Next thing you know, one thing led to another. She wanted a divorce. He didn't see it coming. And she lost so much weight, she got in shape. And she said to him, all I ask is that you love and respect me and support me. And you couldn't even do that. You criticized and judged me each and every day and talked about me each and every way. And I found someone that accepted me for who I was at that point, worked with me to get to the point where I want to be, and respected me throughout the process, went to the gym with me, met up with me. You just left me. You didn't care. And you watching other women and doing things and making me feel inferior. And I realized I need to love myself first. I need to realize that you're not supportive. You're not the man of my dreams. So I woke up and I put my dreams into reality, and I didn't allow you to tear me down any longer. When you are in a relationship, Libra, and your whole heart is not involved, that's a problem. Because there's going to be a greater gap than unification. So you need to focus on what it is you want, where you see yourself. Only time will tell what direction you go. And you have to ask yourself, what do you want out of this life? What do you want out of this relationship? Because you have plans for your future, but do they include this person? Are you stronger by yourself or with someone else? And if so, is this the person you're stronger with? You have a lot of questions flowing. There's going to be heartbreak. And you starting to understand things that you're going to give up on this person because they're not meeting your needs. But you want to hold on to the memories. Not everybody that goes through life with us is meant for the long haul. And if you're pretending in this relationship just so you have somebody, no pretense, no more. Focus on you and getting through to be a stronghold in your life where you could feel that true stability, where you could feel that support and the truth can be revealed. It's good to reminisce on what was, but when you grow, you focus on what shall be and you accept what is. Okay? Garnet Queen Tarot saying, be inspired to rise. Don't be scared to be your best self. Because you'll be miserable if you try to pretend to be someone else. There's no need necessary. Focus on what you want out of life and work toward it. Anybody that's supportive and meshes with that complements it, not subtracts from it. Take care. Talk soon. And thank you for stopping by the channel and sharing your message with us. You are important to us. You're important to me. Take care, and thank you again. Garnet Queen Tarot, where we're inspired to rise. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much.